Hi Nesters, welcome back to Nesting Haven. Today I'm sharing with you another Goodwill thrift haul. This is part 2. In the first thrift haul, I shared with you the items I had picked up to resell, and today I'm sharing the items that I picked up to keep for myself. I haven't been picking up stuff for myself too much the last, several months. I just wasn't really in the need for anything. But, I started to get back in the mood to want to pick up things for myself again. So from here on out, I probably will start picking up more items for myself once again. I'm getting back into wanting to change some things out or just finding things in general to redecorate my home a little bit. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into what I found. Oh, so many great things. Where do I want to start? Let's start with this picture here. This is something, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, people will love this. I'm going to resell it. And it's upside down. But the more I kept looking at it, I fell in love with it. I love the colors. I'm going to put this in my bathroom. I plan to redo my downstairs bathroom, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to use this as kind of an inspiration for my bathroom. So I believe this is probably, I think it's probably about 1950s, maybe 1960s. It does have this kind of weird, almost like plywood, like a thin ply on the back. It was only $4. It has this kind of string there, but yeah, I believe this is mid-century. It has the starfish, the seahorse, and like a little fish there, and some at least coral, I guess. I don't know if that's what that is, yellow. I believe coral is usually peach, but it's something like that. It has really nice colors anyway. I thought this was really super, and I look forward to redoing my bathroom, so I'm glad to have some inspiration. If you guys have any ideas that I can kind of decorate along with this in my bathroom, let me know in the comments. I also found this gorgeous pottery planter here. It is kind of in the lava style. It has this beautiful drip glaze to it, and I just thought the colors were super great. This was only $2, so I got a really great deal on that. And yeah, I think that will go perfect in my home. I have a lot of like green glassware and some white milk glass planters that I'm kind of over and I'm wanting to switch out to more of a pottery style of this. I really love the Germany fat lava pottery. Never see it. This resembles it. It's not that, but it does have that same look, so I definitely was excited to find this. This here, I looked at, I almost set it back down and walked away, but the flowers got me. They are these little wooden tulips. These are made of wood, and they actually reminded me of my grandfather. I grew up next door to my grandparents. They were my dad's parents, and he liked to make wood crafts a lot. And, he was retired for most of, my childhood that I can remember. He gardened a lot. That's where I get that from. And then he also was kind of a craftsman, and he did a lot of woodwork. He made a lot of like lawn ornaments, and one of the lawn ornaments I remember him making were these little tulips that you could stick in the ground, and it just reminded me of him. So I just couldn't walk away. Even these little leaves are like little sheaths of wood. I just thought this was great. The pottery piece itself is really nice as well. It is a redware pottery. See there, and I didn't notice it in the store, but it has this little dainty flower on the front there as well. So I'm happy I did decide to go ahead and pick that up. I love the cute little size to it. It was marked $4, and for what it is, I think it's a really good price, and I'm glad I decided to go ahead and take it. So I don't know if you guys know this about me or not. I'm sure older subscribers do, because my channel here kind of started out like a homesteading style channel. I used to share my mapling videos, like our gardening stuff and things like that, and then I kind of just transitioned over to my other love of thrifting and vintage, and just kind of stuck with that as the years went by. But I love homesteading, and we plan to get some chickens in the near future. I saw this sitting on the shelf. It's for eggs, and I thought this would be great to keep in the kitchen for when we do get the chickens. When we want to go gather the eggs, we can put this, pick them up and keep them in there, and then we can go ahead and make some breakfast or whatever with some fresh free-range eggs. And yeah, I just really love the color to it. It's very, 1950s, which is what my kitchen looks like. So I know it's a modern piece, but it goes with it well, and I was happy to find that. and that was priced at $2. You guys know green is probably my favorite color if I have to choose. I always say my favorite color is rainbow, which is true. I like things kind of mix and match, kind of, you know, rainbowy and aesthetic, but I am always drawn to green a lot. So when I saw this teapot green trivet, I had to have it. And it's in great condition. It has, you know, a spot where you can hang it up. It even has the little feet on it. It was priced $2. So a great deal at that, and I will hang that up in my kitchen and put it to good use. I did pick up a couple more trivets. I've had this obsession with fruit decor lately for the kitchen, particularly vintage fruit decor, but anything fruit I've been seeing lately I've just been wanting to get. And so they had these two trivets sitting on the shelf. This one here is the apple one, and this one was only $1. It says Portland, it's signed Portland Pottery on the bottom. Portland is in my state. It's more south of me, but it is in my state, so I assume it came from here. Someone had made it back in 1994. This was only $1. It has the little pegs intact. So this one's in good condition. I will likely just use it, you know, as wall decor and hang it up on my wall. I could always use it as a trivet if I need to though, so it's a nice, good size. The other one I got, obviously was, you know, part of the set, came from the same home. It's got some damage to it, but I just couldn't walk away from it, so I'll show you them together. So it's a little pumpkin to go with the apple. It's quite a bit larger. And again, this one was Portland Pottery. They did have an issue. One of the pegs, they're like a sticky plastic, like almost like a glue. I don't really know how to describe it. So I would have to find a replacement for this because I mean, it's like deteriorating. It's already falling off. If I really wanted to use it to keep it level, but again, I'll probably just use it as wall decor. There is a couple of small nicks on it. There's like a little one there. I don't know. You see these black stains. I'll see if they come out. I'm hoping they do. I hope they are not burn spots. That one kind of looks like a burn spot. And I guess it's not as bad as I was thinking. It does have a little chip on the backside there, but the main issue is the little peg was like half off there. But this one says 1992. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, that one was 94, 92. So whoever made these made them 2 years apart. But again, this one was only $1, so I thought those are really nice. Definitely look cool for fall time, and I mean, I garden, so I love them. I love things like this. So like I said, I do enjoy gardening. I don't have a lot of lawn ornaments, so when I saw these, I thought these would be really cool to put out in one of my flower gardens. They only were $5 for the full set. This one was $3, and this one was $2. So they're like these little ducks, and they have these really heavy duty rocks at the center. I just thought they were the neatest little things. And we always like to go down to the waterfront here. We like to go on the walkway, and we always check out the ducks, and the kids always think that's really fun. We actually went down on 4th of July. We backed our truck up and kind of did like a little tailgate picnic with some fresh fruit. We just kind of sat back there, you know, doing social distancing and stuff. And we were watching the ducks in the water there. And there was people walking by. There was this little old lady walking by with her mask on. She was walking with probably her daughter that was, you know, just as old really. They're probably like 60 and 80 is probably what the age range was. And anyway, my 2-year-old was, you know, they haven't been out and about too much because of all of what's going on. And they really love people. So he was sitting there eating his watermelon on the back of the tailgate, and she's pushing her little walker really slow, and he's thinking it's a baby carriage, right? And just out of nowhere, he's like, "I love your baby." It was so cute. I melted. I thought that was adorable. So I don't know. I just thought I'd share that with you guys. You guys know one thing I really enjoy collecting are cookbooks. I found one that I couldn't walk away from. This is the New Americana Cookbook, a heart-healthy excursion through regional cuisines. This was only $2, and I think it was put out in 1997. Yeah, 1997, and it doesn't have any pictures in it, but it has, I like the big text recipes to it, and you know, it looked like, oh, there was a little hen on a nest. You guys see that? You see that? Isn't that cute? So they do have little images like that in there, some little florals and stuff, but it looked like a lot of like fresh summer recipes to me that I could try with my gardening, you know, harvest. So chicken noodle casserole. You guys ever heard of chicken noodle casserole before? Interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of little different recipes that, you know, it was like traditional recipes, but they have a little bit of a twist on them. So I thought that was kind of neat. And I love the cover too. It had like gardening seeds and different vegetables and like canning stuff and things like that. So definitely up my alley. Thought this was cool. I know people have told me to never pick up a cross stitch or quill kit that's already been started. I don't know if it's like a bad luck thing or if people just like, you know, you never know if the person messed up and you're trying to fix their work or whatever. But this is a nice little crewel kit and I love this image here. So I couldn't walk away from it. What did I pay for this? I think it says $3. Did I really pay that much for it? Maybe I did. I just didn't want to walk away from it. I don't know how much done it is, but I could see they probably had started it. So let's go ahead and check it out and see. Maybe I made a mistake here, but I don't really know how to do this, but I have been wanting to try. I've picked up, oh, they didn't do too much, and what they have done is done pretty nicely. They did the clouds for me, and I feel like that clouds would have been pretty challenging. You can see that. So we'll see how I manage to get this done. You guys will have to keep me accountable and say, hey, did you finish that crewel yet? I'm actually happy it's halfway done for me. I usually just pick up the already done ones like this. But yeah, I look forward to giving this a shot. I like that it's already set up, ready to go for me. It has all this string in there, so I assume I have enough to get through the project, and it even has the pattern on here. Looks like I might need to get a needle. Oh, nope, there is a needle in there as well, so I guess I'm good to go. Has the instructions here of how to do all the different things, so I think it's okay that it was halfway done for me. I don't know that it's actually halfway, but I think the clouds might be the hardest part. Very cool. So I was happy to grab that, a nice little project for me when I'm hanging outside with the kids, when they're in their pool or whatever, and I can just like chill there and try this, right? Okay, so what else did I get? I guess we'll go with these. I found 2 paintings. They're like harvest gardening paintings. We do grow our own garlic, so I thought this was really neat. A lot of people might not be into it. It's kind of dark, but I was like, oh, it's garlic. So I thought that was cool. I don't think I'm going to frame it. I think what I'm going to do is actually lean it. I have open shelves in my kitchen. I think I'm just going to kind of lean it on the backside of one of them there. And then the other one I really liked even more. I love heirloom tomatoes. It's one of my favorite things to grow. And I thought they did a fantastic job with this. So didn't they do really nice? These were only $2 a piece. You can see on the back there. So I thought I couldn't walk away from them for that price. I really liked the tomato one the best. And I almost left the garlic behind just because of, you know, how muted the colors are. But I decided I just couldn't. I wanted to keep them together. They obviously came from the same place. And I do grow my own garlic, so I definitely would probably be the person to appreciate it the most anyway. The next thing I grabbed was this really neat sunflower bird feeder. I love the size to it, I love the bright colors, and I'll just go ahead and hang this out on my tree near my garden. Birds are, you know, good for the garden. They eat a lot of the bugs and things you don't want. They can be bad for the garden as well, so you have to kind of keep it at a distance, you know, rather them eat the bird seed than my garden, so you want it kind of nearby, but kind of far away. It's at the same time. But I really love to bird watch. I feel like if I had more time, I would be a birder, sit out on my back porch with my little binoculars and stuff. It's a hobby I've always wanted to get into. I just think it'd be really neat. And so I will see what kind of birds I can attract with this. If you can, maybe certain bird seed, I don't know, I can put in it to get different birds. We tend to have a lot of blue jays here, robins, chickadees. That's the typical ones we see. So I really love when I see the blue jays. They're really pretty. I think they're a little bit, you know, of a mean bird, but I really enjoy looking at them. So they're probably my favorite to see. But yeah, I picked that up and that was $2. If you guys saw my first thrift haul that went with this, you saw I had picked up a bunch of scrapbooking stuff to try up on my eBay. And then in that same section, they had a couple of like heritage genealogy style books. I love genealogy. It's, you know, I nerd out on it. I've done a lot of family research myself. I'm kind of that person in my family that did all the research, and I thought it was really great. I've never really been that organized with it. I have like an ancestry account, and I have like scribbles here and there and kind of shoved in a notebook and stuff. It's a hot mess. So when I found this, I was like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. So this is a history of our family. This was only $3. It was not ever used. I don't know why. Why would someone not use this? It's fantastic. And so I'll kind of flip through here and show you. So they have places to put like photographs there, and then like vital statistics of, I'm not sure of who. Does this have like illnesses that people may have had in the family, extraordinary events, like things to remember, family vacations. Those are kind of neat things you wouldn't really expect or think to put in a genealogy book. Usually you're just looking for dates, occupations, and things like that. Favorite things, his, hers, songs, records, books, shows, places, recipes, etc. So they really thought of everything to include in this book. Can you imagine what a treasure this would be if this was handed down to you guys from your, you know, grandparents? I'm sure everyone would enjoy this. Clubs and organizations, in memoriam. Here you may record names of those who have died about whom you have special memories. You may write stories you have heard on your own or personal thoughts. So they have amazing graphics in this as well. Religious activities are places of worship, so you can, you know, note where they had gone to church. Weddings, and keep wedding records in here about the wedding dates through your, you know, of your family. There's various things throughout it, and then your typical trackers of the breakdown of your family with the wife's grandparents' father's side, and all the information, their children. Now, I have a lot of kids in my family. My grandmother is one of 17 kids, and then my mom is one of 15 kids. So they have these children's spots here for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They only have like 9 spots, which is probably, you know, a normal size family. But we do have a lot of relatives in my family, so I'm not sure how I can make that work, but still, nonetheless, I think this is great, and I'll, you know, find a way, even if I have to put like insert another page just to put other kids into the factor, the ratio there to account for them. But I thought this was fantastic. So, and at the beginning here, they have the larger breakdown, so you can go into depth, you know, a little bit shorter intervals, and yeah, so in the front it has this, the wife's genealogy, our children. So I guess it might have been for a man. Oh, it doesn't really say that. It just says husbands. It just started with the husbands, and then our family. It's a place to put like your wedding there. So it starts out that way, and then it kind of breaks down your family from there. So I thought that was fantastic. It's a lot of neat prompts to fill out, and hopefully, you know, my kids and my future grandkids will appreciate this being filled out for them. I know I would have. The other book I found was really cool as well. This one says Grandmother Remembers. It's a written heirloom for my grandchild. So again, this is filled with all kinds of prompts that a grandparent can fill out through the years and then go ahead and gift this to their grandchildren. Again, I wish I would have got something like this from my grandmother, right? But yeah, super fantastic. Just lots of prompts. Like I said, they have spots in here where they could add almost like a scrapbook where they can put photos and they kind of explain like who different people are. There's a little spot for family recipes, holiday traditions, your birth. Oh, it's a place where the grandmother gets to do like a baby book, and they can put your picture in there and they kind of put your information. And it has, when I brag about you, I always say, I thought you resembled when I first heard the news, so it's really cute. How great would that be to have that filled out and gifted? Your parent was born, so then they also talk about when, you know, their child was born. So Very cool. And then they have a prompt for where they can talk about their marriage. As a young woman, I graduated from, I worked as the fashion rage at the time was. I started to date at the age of, I met your grandfather at, and then it like goes on to tell you about him. Our first date was, his age was when we met. I liked him because he earned his living. Grandfather said he liked me because when we dated, we liked to go. Like, isn't that so fun? Aw, it even goes back to when she was a little girl. Little prompts there. You can write like her favorite song, movie, actor, actresses, books, radio program, season, vacation spot, holiday flower, color, sport, food, subject in school, and friend. This is amazing. So I haven't quite decided what I want to do with this yet. If I want to hang on to it and just kind of fill it out for my future grandkids, or if I want to go ahead and hand this off to one of my children's grandmothers. Could be fun to do for them too, but then you have to decide which grandmother to give it to, right? You have to, kind of choose there. So I don't know if that'd be the best thing to do, but maybe I could try to make some prompts up and double it up so they can both do it. But I thought this was really fun, and this was only $3. The next thing I picked up was this pillowcase. It was only marked $1. It had these purple florals on it with some green leaves. Just a nice white standard pillowcase. It does have a little bit of more detailing there at the edge, so I thought that was great. I like to collect different vintage pillowcases like this, particularly ones that are florals. I like to change them out on my bed and stuff, and I just think they're fun, so definitely wanted to get that one there. I did pick up this curtain. I think it's a curtain. I think it was made in India. I had seen, yeah, so it's made in India. It's 100% cotton, and it's a curtain. So I got this, and kind of see the detailing. Just like a coral pink, and it has a little bit of, I guess it's like a yellow and green thread throughout it. I picked this up because on my back porch, we had got the kids like a smaller pool earlier this summer when it first, got real hot, and we just didn't know what to do with ourselves. So it was like, let's just go and, get a small pool for them so they can kind of cool off, and we don't have to worry about all the social distancing stuff at the beach and stuff right now. So we just decided to do that. But where it is on my porch, depending on the time of day, we're pretty good because it's covered. But at a certain time of day, once it hits, the sun hits just right, and we can't go out, and I don't want to not be able to take the kids out when they want to go, if they want to go at that time, and it seems they want to go at that time a lot. So I opted to pick this curtain up. I'm going to try to just kind of hook it up on my porch and kind of shade us there from the sun that way. So that's why I picked this up, and I don't remember, is there a price tag on this somewhere? I'm sure there is. I think it was probably like $3. Can never find the tag when I want to, huh? Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Oh, I did see it. It was $4, so not too bad of a price. I thought it's really heavy duty, thick curtain, so I thought I'd block the sun really nicely. So my oldest just turned 5 years old last month, and he's always been kind of large for his size. He's grown like a weed. He's always looked, a year or two older than he is. My friend Alex over at Chapter 2 Vintage Co. just sent me some clothing from her son. Her son's a little bit older than mine, but we'll definitely put those to use as well. So thank you, Alex, for doing that. But I do struggle to find clothes for him because he's not like chubby really. He's just kind of, I guess they call it husky, where his hips are a little bit wider. So pants and shorts especially, it seems like I can't really find the right size. So if it's, I get pants, if I get the right size, like, to fit his hips, then the length's too long, and it's just, a mess. So I do struggle with the pants and shorts. And the other thing is, it's super hard to find boy clothing. I don't know what it is. Girl clothing you can come across a million times over, but little boys, it just seems impossible. I think because they're so hard on clothing, it's really hard to find used boys clothing, right? So I did find him a pair of shorts. Goodwill's prices on kid clothes are not too bad. They're $3 a piece. And so paid $3 for these orange shorts. I do prefer the elastic waist, it's just easier. And so I will do that. These are size 6, 7, and like I said, he's 5, so I think that'll do okay. They might be a little long on him, but I think he'll do fine with those. I got him this really cool jacket. It's like this blue and gray camo sleeve here. It's put out by London Fog. I'm not a brand person, so whether that's good or not, I don't know, but it's nice and lightweight, and I needed a rain jacket for him because we've been having a lot of random rain showers during the day or whatever, and if we need to go somewhere, it's always good to have a rain jacket, and he has outgrown his old one, so that was a good find. That was only $3 there. So it's a nice little zip up rain jacket for him. I did find one other pair of pants for him. These are just an athletic pant. They're size 6, 7. So again, they might be a little long for him, but they have the elastic waist, so I think it'll work. Usually we just roll up the bottoms a little bit. And $3 on those as well. And the last thing I picked up for him is this little Captain America hoodie. I showed him this and he goes, "Hey Mom, I have a great idea." I was like, "Oh yeah, what's that, bud?" He's like, "Maybe we can wear that for Halloween." And so he kind of looks at it as a costume, and he knew as Captain America has this little A on the hood there, so he thought this was pretty fun. It's lighter weight. A lot of his hoodies were heavier weight because, it's winter here, like almost all year. So, the summer nights get a little bit cooler most of the time. And so this will do well for him. And I like the color blue on him. So I was happy to pick that up. And again, that one was only $3. So a great deal there. That's everything I picked up at Goodwill for myself and my family today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what item I picked up was your favorite, if there's anything here you would have picked up, and maybe even let me know if there's something you wouldn't have picked up. And that could be fun too. But yeah, I will be going back to Goodwill to do some more thrifting, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys like the thrift along with me, that will be coming up in the next couple days here. And yeah, if you're not subscribed already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you as part of the Nesting Haven family, and thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.